where the music don't stop.
I love this station.
88.2 Sanyu FM.
You just listened to Side to Side, Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj. And right now on Celeb Select, I'm very happy to have a good friend joining me in the studio, a former Limitex member, and you probably see him on TV as a Play Lotto host. Welcome to the show, Isaac RUCCI.
Thank you, Krista. Thanks for having me.
So Isaac, just take me back to where did you grow up?
I'm old school. You're gonna be scared. I was
We want to hear your story.
I was born at home. Actually, I'm now bragging about this, but
As
it
in
used to
like
freak me out.
What we call
I
a
was
home birth?
born at home, and I don't have a birth certificate. Well, I have one because it's Uganda. You can buy one.
So
but
you
I
kind
didn't
of got
get one. Yeah.
Do you know the exact date you were born?
Yes, I know.
All right, you might be like a
Crystal.
certain someone.
No.
I was born around this time.
No. I know exactly. I was born on the 28th of April, and that's a big date, so people should watch out for that date. I'll tell you later. I mean, next year.
28th April
next year.
2017. Something is happening.
Something's happening, yeah.
Okay, you heard that on Celeb Select. Okay.
So I was born in, we were living in Namungona. That's past Kasubi. That's where I grew up. A few years, and then we moved up to Namirembe, Nabulagala Road. And somehow we ended up in Nairobi in exile. This is during Idi Amin's time. So I'm that old school, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up here. You went to school in Uganda?
Yes,
All the
I
way
went to
through
school
university?
here. No, I went to school here, went to school in Kenya, came back here, and then went to England after my A-levels, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to ask you for your first request right now.
Okay.
A Black Street song. You asked
Yes.
me for this. It's kind of raunchy, this one.
I like No Diggity. I think everyone in this town that know that I do music and a little bit of live with a band, if I find a band playing anywhere, I always sneak in and ask them, can you guys do No Diggity? So I get to do my karaoke.
So
I
who
love
was-
the song Teddy Riley. I mean, anyone that is in music and production, I mean, Teddy Riley was a god for us in music. And when we were starting to go professional, this is when he was still with Guy. He was coming out with stuff that's just unbelievable. And we got into him, and Guy broke up, and then he started another group, and he started Black Street. And I fell in love, and one day, I remember we were actually driving from the airport. We had moved from London to the US, and we had come back for some concerts, and I heard the song on the radio, and I was like, that's going to be a hit. And that is what happened, and we got stuck.
Okay, so here it is, Isaac RUCCI's first request on Celeb Select. Black Street with No Diggity, chatting with Isaac RUCCI on Celeb Select is 88.2 Sanyu FM.
Yeah.
So
That's my song.
That's your song.
every time can you play that song?
So take me back to Limitex.
Limitex.
How did you guys get together? Were you in school together? Were you just friends?
No.
How did it all begin?
We all went same church, went to Miracle Center with Pastor Robert Kayanja. This is in the early 80s. And that's where I met with the guys. They were already playing in a band called New Wave Band. And I came and joined them because I was already playing in the mainstream. You know, I had a stint, believe it or not. I played with Afrigo a long time ago when I was a teenager.
Okay.
And I'd played with Tim Kabali. We had our own group, Fantastic, Wilson, Shaka, Steve
Ooh.
Jean.
What?
He was so little he tried to play the bass and it was bigger than him. This is in the early 80s. And so when I crossed over, then went to Miracle Center, started playing with the New Wave Band.
Okay.
And it was late 80s, I think 88 is the first time we left for England. Dennis and Paul and Sarah Kenya had gone for further studies, and I was just being adventurous. And we linked up again in England. And in 1990, we decided, they said, okay, we're not doing Cheyo. And some of us gave up school and said we're going to do music for life. 1990.
So in 1990,
Yes.
that's when you decided on
that's
the
when
path
we
you were going
opted
to take.
Yeah, we went to, the School of Music. You know, the hard knock style way. You know, we didn't like go to college to learn music. And that's where it kind of started to blow up. We did our first real album in 1990s. We even had a single that was on white label. There's a DJ in this town somehow who still has that song. It was the first secular song we did called Single Life.
Oh, it's very interesting, that expression. I wish you could see him right now. He just screwed up his face.
I'm like, how do you hold on to that? I mean, out of
Why
all the
not?
things that we did. I mean, it's history. It's nice, but
It is part of your journey.
And he throws it in my face every time he sees it. He's like, I've got the song you guys did. I was horrible, and I was trying to rap. You can imagine,
Well, the whole
Trying
point
to
is you
flow.
were trying different things.
Yes.
Trying different things. So did you find your groove early on?
Yeah, we were very ambitious. You see, when we focused, and this is what I tell a lot of young people, just give it everything. We knew very early that this is what we wanted to do. We had kind of figured this out and said we were so passionate about this that there was a big exodus. Young people were leaving this country to go to England and mainly to go to school. We were so passionate, and we'd figured this. We were like, okay, we're here. We're not going to go to school. We're going to pursue the music thing.
How did your family
that's-
take that?
At
the time?
They hated us for that. It took 5-6 years for them to start appreciating and start saying, bana bagezi. Kuba kakati ekintu kikutteyo. Kati kikola. Even our friends, some of our closest friends, because the 80s and 90s, when you came to England, you came to go to school and work. Those two went hand in hand. And we gave up both. We said, we're not going to go to school. We're not going to work.
We're going to do music.
Yeah, we had to kind of stay with family, and we did music. And this is how you pay your dues. I remember having to, if you've ever been to England, you had to buy a travel card. And we would use it in the morning because it's a whole day travel card. And because I was the sharp one, I would grab all the travel cards from the guys and I would resell them at the station.
After you've gotten to your first...
we went and did our interview or something, came back. And I have to sell them so we can get, use the money
To
for
make up
lunch
the
or
cash.
something. Yeah. This is how we paid our
So you
dues. I mean,
hustled.
London was a hustle for us.
so
But it
many
was a
people want
beautiful
to
hustle.
leave.
It was a beautiful hustle. You know why? Because every day we saw our break the next day.
Okay.
And this is the fuel. For like a whole year, we would tell our friends and people and say, man, we're about to blow up. And we saw it, we smelt it, we felt it. Every day, the next day we were blowing up. And it even got crazier when we started having meetings, with A&R people. This was a big deal to meet with somebody from Sony or from EMI, any like artisan repertoire, and go to an interview, and Adamski was there, and Seal was there. We were in the same circle, same time
Wow.
with these guys before they blew up.
Okay.
It was an exciting time, but it was every day. It's like the next day, your break is just right there.
And you mentioned how, family then wasn't really supportive. I think today, family is a lot more open to their children
Yeah.
pursuing a career in music.
Because there is
Did that push
physical
you harder?
fruit. Yes.
That pushed you
Yes,
harder?
yes, because today people know it works. People know you can actually choose and say, I want to do music as a career. That's my vocation. That's my passion. And I will do my thing that way. You don't necessarily just have to be a lawyer, engineer, and the usual suspects. So, but it was harder for us.
Okay.
Yeah, because
And
you
what
are
about
on
coming
that
back to
lecture.
Uganda?
Yeah.
Coming back to Uganda.
Yes, we did this for a long time. We made noise, and people would only read about us in the papers, and there was no social media. So we worked harder. So the Limit X that people know, if it had happened today, maybe we would just be like so huge, because every fam and everything that we worked hard for that. So
Okay.
first time we come back here, I think was 1992.
And how was the reception when you came back home?
Oh, it was a phenomenon. I mean, we were a Christian group
Exactly.
that was so mainstream musically that the church kind of freaked out. Like, oh my God, are these even
back
Christians?
then, the lines were kind of really clear, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of religiosity then. It was more, because today people are kind of like, yes, you know what, I'm a Christian, but they've understood the things that we preached. They've understood and appreciated today. You can know God and still be cool like that. Before, no, you can't be cool like that and still know God. No, the two did not mesh, but things are different today.
Okay.
So it was hard. We actually some of the churches started saying, we don't want it now. We don't want nothing to do with those guys. And we were actually rocking both places here in Kenya. And I remember in Kenya, in an NPC, the elders called the pastor there. He was, I think, a Caribbean guy. I think Dennis White. He was very popular.
Okay.
They called him in a meeting and said, you will not have Limitex in the church. This is on a Thursday, and they've announced a big concert on Sunday. Why? Because the Friday before we had played at Carnival. Oh, they shut it down. They shut it down.
So it was really hard then.
It was
hard.
Yeah, but the thing is, the more they did that, the more the young people were getting into it. And they started seeing fruit. So eventually, even here, it's so funny that the guy that really embraced us, apart from Robert Kayanja, was Gary Skinner.
Oh, okay.
And then we thought, okay, maybe because him is a Muzungu, he's exposed, but he saw what we were doing. He's like, these guys are speaking the same language as the young people. And that's who I want to reach and touch. He was just come. He embraced us. We went to the universities with him, and he saw fruit and was like, yes, let's do this thing.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you for your second request right now. This is, can I say, one of my favorite songs?
Which one?
If you're not the one, Daniel Bedingfield. Another request from Isaac RUCCI today on Celeb Select. You said you would tell us why this song after it.
I'm all mushy, I almost feel like crying. This is this is our song. I hope she's listening. It's our song. The love of my life. Yeah. Amina, she played me this song and gave me this song, and I was like, and we were going through so much funk,
You're going through a rough spot at the time.
Yeah, especially with the relationship, me and her, and I fell in love with the song, and the song led me to fall in love with Amina.
Oh, okay.
I'm in love.
You are in love.
Yes.
Okay, so how long?
And this is only, and I say it with no shame. This has only happened to me 3 times in my life.
Okay.
And I've only, because I've been a bad boy, and I've been with guys, and I see how easy, guys can, this rolls off their tongue. But I'm somehow, there's a part of me that is somehow proud. Because, I can say this, I'm turning 50. I can say I've only said it to 3 people in my life.
I love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've said it, and I've only said it when I've meant it. And I don't even know, even when I was young, I was just shy from saying that word. I didn't say it if I didn't mean it. I mean, I'd be with people, and I don't know, it was a little cheeky, but I'll be like, I'm with you, but, I'm just with you.
A lot of people say it, and just at the drop of a hat.
No.
The guys, they've known you for a day or
No,
two.
I freak out when some of my guys say it, and I'm like, okay, I think they're saying it the way I say it and mean it.
No.
And then I realize, as if the brother just said it. I was like, okay, how you do that? So this song,
yourself.
this song is my song.
It's your song.
It's my song. Me and Amina, I don't know if she's listening. I love you, baby.
I love the smile on his face right now.
I know.
I'm just going to take you back to Limitex.
Yes.
Really briefly. Okay, so you came back to Uganda. You started doing well. You were kind of the voice for the youth at the time.
Yes.
Some churches were able to go with it. Some weren't accepting.
Yeah.
With time, you felt that, did they come around and start to see?
They did. You see, when they see fruit, usually when you come and, there's no fruit, but they saw that we were real. They saw that we were a real witness, and we took them to school, and it had to take some radicalism on our part, where we took them to school and said, guys, listen, just because I smell like fish, that make me fish. And I was trying to defend our hairstyles, because I still had a clean shave, but I had a ponytail in the back. Dennis had half his hair and half was off. Paul had a French cut mohawk kind of thing, and here we are, and we were confident enough to call ourselves ministers of the gospel. And then people are like, no, you can't
You don't
minister
look
like
the
that.
part.
You even wear shorts. I actually still wear shorts even today. But it was a big deal. In the 90s, I was riding a big bike and I would come to the churches, in shorts and boots. And we were doing what everybody else was doing. This is the Boys to Men, Jodeci era, and the dungarees. Remember the big boots and the, that's what we were rocking. And we were using it to reach out. Because our testimony and a witness was real. We had a real relationship and it was contagious. Young people were coming in the hundreds and people's lives were being changed.
Because I could relate to that. Now,
Yes.
you said you're still a pastor, you still minister.
Yes.
I mean, in terms of how the message is being received right now by young people, what do you think is the most important thing for people to keep in mind?
Just to realize that, because religion, we've tried religion, it doesn't work. And every time I say this, the religious,
I know people want to just
yeah,
kill
like,
you.
what do you mean? I'm like, religion this is when we are making the effort to reach and touch God. But I talk about the real thing, which is a relationship. There's a big difference. Religion and relationship. Relationship is when we allow God to reach and touch us.
So it's
That's a big difference. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah.
So you went on to start hosting different kinds of events. I've seen you hosting the Jazz Safari, for example.
Yes.
Right now you're the host of the Play Lotto show.
Yeah, Billion Lotto. We've actually
Billion Lotto,
upgraded
sorry.
it to Billion Lotto. Yes.
You're looking for a billion Lotto winner.
Yeah, we're looking for somebody
Did
to
you
win,
see
hit the
yourself
jackpot.
going in this direction right from the start?
No. This actually happened this is now when, after making a big run of almost 20 years being on the road, literally, we would be on a plane on Monday, coming home. On Thursday, you're on a plane going somewhere for almost 15 years straight. And that kind of got old. And I was just, I was looking for something else. This is when I decided to come back home in 2004, 2006. Came home and started doing other things other than music in the front. But I stayed within the industry. And then I did this as a favor for a friend one time. I emceed. Yeah. And they were like, man, you're good. I'm like, yeah, I knew because this is what I did for 20 years. I did all the segues in the concerts.
Okay.
I do them, but I'm also selective. I'm not doing every.
Not everything.
No,
comes
not
your
every
way.
event or not
And
every.
what about TV? Do you find TV is different?
Yeah.
Is it different from performing musically or
Yes.
from hosting?
It is. It's different because there's a lot more preparation. Because like now, I'm doing 2 shows a week. They're 5-minute show, but they're so impactful that you have to. How do I do it differently without really changing the whole thing? So it's different.
Because a lot of
It's
people ask that
different.
question as someone who's done radio and TV.
Yeah.
They always ask, okay, which one is easier? I'll say radio is easier. Definitely.
Radio is easier.
TV is so much more.
And nobody knows it but me.
Powerful song from the Tony Rich Project, Nobody Knows. On Celeb Select today, I have Isaac RUCCI.
Yes.
Father's Day just passed.
Yes.
Happy belated Father's Day.
Thank you.
I know
Thank
you're one
you.
of the fabulous fathers out there.
I'm happy to be. I get excited and I thank people that appreciate that because there's a lack of that today.
Yes. I want to ask you about that.
Yes.
Because you recently opened up about being a single father as well. There was
Yeah.
a time you were a single father.
Yeah.
And many men shy away from that. They're terrified. They simply can't believe they can do it. What do you think it is? What is being a good father to you?
It's just being there, being caring and working, sowing the seed. And what has happened to me is I've always it's almost like a calling. I've always been a father even before I had my own kids. Even in the industry where we lack fathers, I have been a father. First love. These are young people that I fathered, even though we were almost peers. But it was always there. So when it happened and I had my own children, it's just unbelievable. I mean, we traveled hard, but every time we were home, I did everything. I did the chores. I tell people if they ever did like a show for diaper changing and it's a competition, I would kick every man's butt in this town. Like seriously. I was so good, it was not even funny. Like, boom, 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 done. And then you're waiting. Where's the next baby? You know, I was that good. I did everything. I bathed them. I would oil them. I would, feed them, and I would do, work in the house. And
So do you think that's very important as a father?
it is
to be
very important.
hands-on with your kids?
Yes.
What a
Because this is when you get to interact. This is, well, I guess for me, these are some of the things that were missing in my life. And because I remember I had an amazing relationship with my dad, but it was a very old school father-son rebuke. Every time my dad called me, there was a tone, and I would always come freaking and counting my fingers in Hakozechi. What did I do? Where did I go? And he would and he wants to send you to go get him the newspaper, So, but I know I have a different relationship with my girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think men are really scared of?
I don't know if
the biggest
it's
fears for men.
I don't know if it's in our culture or, we just have to be hard, and in the being hard, you're absent. Or we're old school to where we're like, you just have to provide, and once you provided that's it. No, there's more. There's a lot more than that.
Okay, so what did you advise a young father who's listening in right now, who's terrified about this journey he's about to take?
No, invest, put in time, listen, talk, play. You have to be playful with the kids, even when they're talking nonsense, pretend like it makes sense. And for me, this has made a very big difference, because me and my kids, the rebuke it's a conversation we have. It's a negotiation. We talk, and she disagrees, and I says, "Nah, no, this time this is really what we're saying," and I put my foot down.
Okay.
But it's a two-way. I remember I schooled one of my boys. We were living in the US, and he wanted to just beat up the kids. I said, no, bro, you will get in trouble. This is a different culture. And I told him, you know what? Get down on your knee. You'll be eye to eye with your little 3-year-old and talk to her.
Okay.
And she'll try and talk back to you like you're on the same level, but then she will realize at some point the tone, things will change. And he was like, man,
there's a different way
worked.
of doing
Yeah,
this.
it worked for him, and it worked for me before. It's just, put in time. It's work. It's work. You cannot just say, I'm a father.
Okay.
No, you have to work it.
All right, we're almost out of time. Sadly, I have so much to ask you about. But I'll just ask you, in terms of your journey in life, what have you learned? And if you're giving advice to someone who's maybe 20 years old right now, and they're about to start on their own journey, what are some of the things that you have learned? Because you're turning 50 next year.
Next year.
And things that can help us.
In life, many times we focus on the pursuit of success.
Okay.
My definition of success has changed in the last 10 years. And I've realized that success is not how much money I have in the bank. Because been there, done that. And that high also is too short. You can have the $50,000 in your account, $100,000 in your account, but that high is too short because, the next day you'll be pursuing even bigger. My attitude is changed, is relevance.
Okay.
And significance. Is how can I be relevant? And I have chosen deliberately to be a fearless influencer of the society and the community that I live in. And this tells you with some of the things that I have done in this city. I've not only done business and excelled in business in this city, but I've also done things where we have touched the city. We had a project, City Young, that, by the way, we are going to bring this back now that the political situation is coming down at the authority. Yes, we want to bring it back. But this is something that we wanted to do. I felt like I can give back to this city. This is where I am growing up. I am raising my children. This is where I am working and making my living. I need to be able to give back. And so this is some of the things that we can pursue. You start to be driven by a double bottom line, not just a single where, okay, you have shareholders and you look for money for the shareholders and yourself and that's it. No, double bottom line is how can I touch someone? How can I change someone's...
How can I be of service to other people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so your last song is the song Luther Vandross, Dance with My Father. I kind of know why this song came to share the reason with everyone else.
This song is I always loved it and liked it, but not like I love it. Like 60, I think it's about 60 days ago, my dad passed.
I'm so
And
sorry.
those who know me and my dad, they knew me and him. We were like boys, you know. I would try to get my dad to kind of be street like me, and he was funny. He had a sense of humor, and we would take pictures, with deuces, and my dad was sick for a while, and he died almost about 2 months ago, and I was listening to this song right after when it had happened, and it just made so much sense, and I loved it. And I remember these things we did that were in the song, because I've danced with my dad. Has come to the US at our concerts, and he's jumped up on stage and danced with me on the on Malibongwe. He loved the Malibongwe song, and that song just made so much sense, and I fell in love with it. It's one of my favorite songs now.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and for sharing your story.
Thank you, Crystal, for having me.
And here is your last request, Dance with My Father, Luther.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence,